He's Dean Winter now. Let's go live to the tally room and the Labor leader approaching the stage. What will we hear from the leader? He's only been in the parliament for 4 or so years, so quite the contrast with the veteran in Jeremy Rockcliffe. This is Dean Winter, the opposition leader.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land in which we meet today, acknowledge their elders past and present. Friends, elections can be tough and everything has to be put into perspective. Early in this election campaign, our community felt the grief when we lost Constable Keith Smith. In Ulverston, you could feel the community mourning. It felt like the bottom had fallen out of our state, and it felt like we were all part of that loss. And I've had tough days on this job, and my family, like most families though, always knows that no matter what happens in my workplace, I'll always come home safe. For Janaea and Ava, Keith's family, that didn't happen, and we're still thinking of them and Keith's police family. The Tasmania Police is an outstanding institution, and they were exemplary in the way that they commemorated that during the election campaign. I'd like to acknowledge tonight as well all of the candidates who've run and lost tonight. It is a huge undertaking to run for political office, to leave your job, to quit your job, to take on the opportunity to make Tasmania a better place. And no matter what party people stood for, or whether they stood for as an independent, I know that every party, every candidate stood to try and make Tasmania a better place. I'd also like to acknowledge Jeremy Rockcliffe and his family tonight. Again, politics can be tough, and I have fundamental and real concerns with the direction that this state is moving in. But I do know that Jeremy cares deeply, and he has been in Parliament now for longer than anyone, and his result in Braddon tonight in particular reflects his service. I'd like to thank my caucus and my Labor movement, in particular the two behind me, Anita Dow and Josh Willey, who've stood with me every step of the way, and our entire Labor caucus. I'd like to thank them for their loyalty and their friendship over the past year or so and through this election campaign. I'd like to thank our affiliated unions, who always stand side by side with Labor and our candidates and who fought to build a better future for Tasmania. Tonight, the Tasmanian people have spoken, and they have delivered another hung parliament, and with it a resounding message that they want their politicians to work together more collaboratively. They are not happy with politics as usual, and they want to see things done differently. And the Premier's speech early tonight showed some of the same approach that he took on election night some 16 months ago, and we know that has not worked. That's not what Tasmanians have just voted for. Tasmanians have voted for a parliament that represents a diverse range of views, one that appears highly likely to be progressive in majority. And it is incumbent upon all of us, to respect the will of the people and to make this new parliament work in the best interest of Tasmania. Whoever forms the next government will need to develop a new approach to politics in this state, one where genuine collaboration and willingness to work together and an ability to put aside differences as the order of every single day. I've listened to Tasmanians' verdict tonight, and I understand that they are deeply dissatisfied with the way our parliament has worked, and they want a change of approach. The result of this election is that the Liberals will have the most seats, but it is uncertain as to how they will achieve a majority. I have enough respect for Tasmanians to be upfront and honest about that. I won't be going back, though, on what I've committed to. Labor does stand for safe, secure, well-paid jobs. And I want to be clear that I'm not going to be trading away any of Labor's policies or any of our values. If the Liberals are unable to form a government, another election is not an option. But fundamentally, what Tasmanians have asked us to do is collaborate on the big challenges that face our state, and there are many. Our budget is in crisis, and I can't stress this more firmly to Tasmanians. There is a budget crisis in this state. And there are too many Tasmanians that can't get in to see a GP, and they can't afford it if they can. Our housing waiting list has doubled, while new builds are at some of the lowest levels they've been in for many years. And more young Tasmanians are leaving the state than we have seen ever before. And Tasmanians are telling us that they want us to treat each other with respect and commit to working together for the next 4 years. But however the coming days play out, Tasmanians can be assured that I've heard the message that they've sent, and I will play my part in making this parliament work in the best interests of our state. It seems likely that the three major parties in the state will end up with more or less the same number of seats as they did in the last parliament. Another election is not an option, which means we need to figure this out. This will take leadership, it will take maturity, and it will take a willingness to work and seek common ground. Whoever forms government after this election, I commit to that being my approach going forward. And finally, we had our campaign launch on Sunday, and I forgot to thank someone very special. My wife, Alison. And I have to say, something I agreed with Jeremy very strongly on is the impact that this has on families. It has just as much impact on families as it does yourself. I did plan for my kids to come out with us tonight, but they're asleep, and so they're not here. But then they start feeling it, the family starts feeling it. I know our whole Labor family feels the pressure of an election. The thanks goes to you, to my family and to my Labor family and to our union affiliates for all of your help and support. Tonight's result didn't go as well as I wanted to, but I commit to continuing to work with you, our Labor friends, to fight for a Labor government that delivers a Labor agenda for our state. Thank you.